In this video, we're just going to go over a few of the key elements and concepts of space infantry so everyone will be familiar with the terms that I'm going to be using throughout the rest of the video series. Now, I'm going to take and refer to the map and nodes and skill checks and event strings and things like that a lot, so I want to make sure you guys all understand what I mean by that. The map is fairly simplistic. That's easy to understand. That's the big piece of poster paper itself that contains all your different nodes. At the top left, it'll have any special instructions for the mission itself listed down, and then at the bottom left, it's going to tell you what mission it is, and it's going to have some version of the story of whatever's happening in this specific mission. Now, throughout the rest of the map, you're going to see these lines connecting these nodes. Now, the nodes are empty, and you're going to have these cards that will go into the nodes. And you'll notice that the nodes are different. Some will say things like passage or mission or indoor, and that's going to change depending on which mission that you're playing. But there are varying different types of node cards that can be placed there. So when you have passages to place down, you'll take and grab out your passages, grab a random selection of those, and set them out accordingly. And that'll be the same for any of the other different types. There's indoor, outdoor, passage, missions, and even special ones that are represented by a question mark. The lines connecting these are the paths that your troops can follow. Now, the information on the node cards themselves is really what you need to pay attention to. We're going to start at the top right of the node card. That's going to be its alert level. And an easy way to think of alert level is your difficulty. It's going to be 1, 2, or 3, 1 being the easiest, 3 being the hardest. And if you're playing on a scenario that has alert level 1, you'll take and select any that say 1 or 1 through 3. It'll have to include the number that you're playing. But if you were playing on alert levels 2 or 3, you would select the ones that contain that alert level. For example, this one could only be used on alert levels 2 and 3. They're going to be harder accordingly. Looking at the top left, that's going to be what's known as your event string. And we'll get into how those are specifically going to work later, but generally speaking, that's going to tell you the number that you need to roll to cause that event to occur, and it'll have something after the slash denoting what type of event will occur. Generally, this is going to be something like A, B, or C, but can be something else depending on the nature of the mission itself. So on this card, you would need to roll a 5+ to get an A event. At the bottom of the node, that's going to tell you the skill required. In this one, it's security and the number of successes to successfully pass that skill check. Again, we'll take and cover skills and skill checks and successes later on in different videos, but just understand when I refer to skills and the successes, this is where you're going to be looking on your card. So alert level, event string, a picture showing what the actual location is, and then your skill and success levels needed.